You're like crying, right?
At the mention, yep, go, Rabiya.
Pero, game face on. Nung it's my chance, wala nang isip-isip, lahat ng negative thoughts, tatapon mo na because you really need to do well in that challenge. So kahit grabe yung iyak ko pagdating sa photo, hindi halata.
Yeah. I-mention ko lang, the first time I saw all the candidates of Miss Universe Philippines was during this runway challenge. And I remember telling my friends and some members of the missisology core team na there's something about this Miss Iloilo. As in, all of the girls na lumampa, sabi ko, there's something about Miss Iloilo. Sabi ko, ang fresh. Sabi ko, bantayan natin. Sabi ko, bantayan natin to. Ayun na.
Wow.
Because actually, Drew
Hindi naman sa nagyayabang ako pero there's something about you, hindi ko alam na umiyak ka pala before you walk. There's something about you that struck me the most. And talagang ikaw yung naalala ko during that runway challenge.
nakwento yan sa akin ni Drew actually. Oo. Nakwento niya sa akin after nung runway challenge kayo. She was like, as he's mentioning na this Miss Iloilo is parang kakaiba siya and something new. Kasi we're looking for something na parang fresh into pageant. And ikaw yung nakita namin yun.
Thank you so much, guys. And for those of you who don't know, malaki talagang tiwala sa akin ng missisology kasi nilagay nila ako sa #1 spot nila.
Yes.
Sabi ko hindi natin i-mention yan dito eh.
Yeah,
Pero dahil nabanggit mo na, so i-discuss na rin natin. So, you always said na you never felt na you were a front runner in the competition. So, what did you feel when you saw na on the third hot picks of missisology, you were actually #1?
I know this prediction list is not everything, but during that time, it gave me the confidence that maraming tao pala yung nakakakita ng potential ko. And it gave me a different energy in Baguio. I remember that. And when I shared it, yung mga taga Iloilo, like they were starting to share it also sa kanilang mga pages.
Yes.
And I told na, I feel na I was creating my momentum during that. Kasi you only need to have that one person who believes that you can do it. And you will have the power to do so. So thank you so much, missisology, for believing in me.
Of course.
Na when I was still a dark horse, you considered me to be a front runner. Salamat talaga.
And we
Kaya
are so happy.
Kapag may mga
Talagang
nagsasabi na dark horse ka, ako pa yung naglalaban. Hindi, front runner yan.
Yeah, oo. Talagang si Drew.
Ako feeling ko kasi.
Front runner yan, hindi yan siya.
Yeah. Feeling ko kasi, nag-iba lang kasi yung tingin siguro mo as a candidate because yung mga activities nyo nangyayari, pero late namin silang nakikita because it was delayed na-air, na-broadcast online. So, siguro, kami na nakakakita, parang nafe-feel namin na there's something about this girl na bumubuo na yung momentum mo. Pero ikaw, iba yung nakikita mo doon. Kasi parang naka-lockdown kayo. Yep. And now, in relation to Miss Universe Philippines, at what point in the competition, in your whole Miss Universe stint, na feel mo na you actually have a shot at winning?
I never claimed na ako na talaga, I'm gonna be the next Miss Universe during that span. I would always tell that, I would always tell that in the interviews that I wanted to win. Pero I feel like the turning point was right after our closed door interview.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's funny pa, because right after that, I called my friend and I told her na I feel like I didn't do well in the interview because I really have this high standard when it comes to interviews like that. And during that moment, I feel like I just showed my personality. I was being true to myself, but I expected more from myself, and I wasn't able to execute that. But when it was all out, everybody started noticing. They started to cut, yung mga phrases na sinasabi ko and put it in a photo. And I felt like, okay, I'm making an impact. I'm making an impression to them. And that is an important aspect when you are a candidate. Mm-hmm. Because you're just there. But there's this battle that is happening in your mind, in yourself. So you really need to pull off and do something in which other people can notice you. It's all about that. And I was able to peak at the right moment. I was able to show my personality during the closed door interview. And people appreciated it. The judges appreciated it. And maybe it has something to do then with what I am wearing during that time. I was wearing like a white suit. And I really feel powerful in that suit. So it showed to people.
Yeah.
Tsaka
yeah.
talagang tumatak sa mga tao yung red is power and I
Yeah,
am
red is
Yes.
power.
As in, yun yung pinaka-kinat talaga. At
Oo.
nag-viral,
Yeah.
nag-mention mo. And I
Okay.
remember, ang ganda ng suot mo nun, diba? Pero the people were commenting na, bakit walang picture si Miss Iloilo? So, and then after a few days, sinuot mo ulit yung dress and
Yes.
nag-post ka. Yeah. And
I
it's
know,
all
I
thanks
know.
to your friend,
And
Miss
I was
Jensen, right?
really feeling bad during that time because I didn't get the chance to take an OOTD because in the first place, my phone has this low quality of camera. So sabi ko, if mag-OOTD ako, I'm gonna be bashed. Because people would always expect HD na, cameras, photos from you. And during that time, I cannot provide that. And I felt bad. I felt bad. I felt like I cheated myself. But God has a reason, di ba? And during that time, nasira pa yung phone ko. So, nakiusap talaga ako dun sa one of my friends, si Miss Jensen Mariel Joy, to take a photo of me. So, what I did, nag-ayos ulit ako, and I wore that, and siya yung nag-take ng photo sa akin. At yun yung nalabas ko, just to thank the designer who really actually did well and had helped me in that outfit. It's also giving credits to him. Pero ang dami kong pinagdaanan before ko ma-post yung photo. So, yun yung mga things na hindi minsan ako-consider ng fans. They would expect always the best without knowing the real battle that is happening beyond social media.
Understand.
So you mentioned na marami kang pinagdaanan at that time. What was the biggest challenge for you while you were all in Baguio?
The biggest challenge, well, aside from my phone na nasira, maybe it's trying to do my own hair and makeup. I can, I have here a scar. Hindi ko alam if you can still see it here. Okay. Yan. What happened was that, ilang beses ko napapaso yung sarili ko. And nagsascar talaga siya. And may mga moments that I get frustrated because when I was practicing, I would do 7 hours hair and makeup. And how can you do that in a span of 45 to 1 hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour? So it was the pressure of waking up early, trying to fix yourself. Hindi pa nga natutulog yung spirito mo. Kailangan mo na ulit gumising. But that is the part of, the competition. It is a test of character din sa'yo. So these are the things that I really treasure kasi dun talaga ako sinubok at dun ako pinatatag. It's really an experience that I would always keep in my heart.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So I have also a question as regards to your winning moment. Okay, the winning moment, something that beauty queens like you will always remember for the rest of their lives. However, you have quite a different winning moment since the show was taped with different winning scenarios. Take us back to that actual moment when you finally believe that you actually won. What was running through your mind during that time?
It's funny because all of us top 5 had our crowning moment. And I was crowned the last. And I made a joke. Sabi ko, since ako na yung last, sabi ko, guys, itatakbo ko na to yung corona. Sabi ko, I made a joke. And then, of course, it felt different. Sabi ko nga, magpapasalamat ba ako na tape yun? Kasi if it was an actual reaction, baka I was having that ugly cry. Like, or baka, I don't know, baka nahimatay na ako. Grabe yung bugso ng emotions. But what happened was, during the watch party, yung iba, nagpo-post na sila sa social media. Kasi yung video ko nga lumabas na. Pero I told my roommate, Kim, I need to see myself first dito sa screen to make sure na I won. Kasi baka, nagka-aksidente, tsaka yung video ko lang pala yung na-leak. What if leakage lang pala yung ng maling video? So, baka, ma-miss Columbia ako. Ayoko naman ng ganong moment. So, hindi ko pa talaga siya pinasok sa isip ko. But when I saw the tweet of Catriona Gray, and she congratulated me and welcomed me to the sisterhood, there I realized that this is really happening. Nanalo na talaga ako.
Mhm.
And I messaged my mom. Yung phone ko, pinahiram lang ako ni Kim ng phone niya that time. Parang na siya nag-glitch kasi ang dami na pumapasok, hindi ko na off yung notification. Parang then, minessage ko yung mom ko na, Mama, nanalo tayo, I won, we made it. Then I cried. And I remember, yung niyakap ko was my roommate, Kimchi. And I was like, ganung mukha. And I have a photo of that. Like, nakaganon ako, ang pangit-pangit. Tapos naninigas talaga ako, I was shaking. But after that, everything was so fast. I will be honest to you guys. I wouldn't say na it was the happiest day of my life. Because it wasn't. That day, I had the worst of the worst comments in the social media.
Mhm.
I read a lot of hurtful and, judgments were thrown at me right away. I wasn't able to celebrate that day, that victory. And it haunted me for days. I wasn't able to open my Instagram, my Facebook, because I cannot stand there and read the comments and say na, okay, it's not true. Since it's not true, it's not gonna affect me. It doesn't happen that way. So I was silent for a week, I think, before I posted a photo of me. I acknowledge that I already brought the victory back to Philippines. But if you're gonna ask me, when is the time where I felt like I really won? It was during my homecoming.
Mhm.
And I was very emotional. I was standing dun sa parang sasakyan, and I was waving to people, and they were happy with my victory. And dun ko naisip na nanalo na talaga ako. I really had the chance to, dance with the beat of the music, see a lot of people waving my placards, waving yung posters na gawa nila na basta Ilongga Guapa. And it felt great. Kasi everybody is happy for you. And dun ko siya
Speaking of her homecoming, how was it meeting your mom again when you went back?
There was this moment na wala kang sinasabi, but I was with my mom in the room and I was hugging her and umiiyak siya. I don't want to be emotional. I know, palagi ako umiiyak sa interview. But during that time, yung sinabi lang talaga ni mama na I'm so proud of you. And sinabihan ako ni mama na regardless of what you see on social media, regardless ano yung isasabihin nila about you, alam ko hindi anak ko yun, hindi ikaw yun. And wag kang mahihiyang mag-open up sa akin. Kasi my mom was kind of nervous and worried about my mental health. Kasi nga, hindi kami na-prepare sa ganoong results or sa ganoong reaction, kumbaga. But I would tell my mom na we have an open communication. Lahat ng frustrations ko po, sasabihin ko po sa inyo. And sana ganun din po kayo sa akin. Kasi I may be here in Manila, si mama nandun sa Iloilo, but I still need my mom in this trip. She's gonna be the source of strength and energy to be successful in this dream. And natutuwa ako kasi yung mama ko, single mother siya, pero pinatatag siya ng panahon at pag-support. And ganun din ako ngayon.
Wow.
And shout out kay mama ni Rabiya. Hello po.
Hi!
Hello.
Maybe my mom is watching. Hi, mama.
Yeah. And speaking of Iloilo, there was a report that Iloilo recently received a proposal to host the Miss Universe Philippines pageant in the city in September, hopefully. So what do you think of the possibility of crowning your successor in your hometown?
Oh, I love the idea. Because that was my goal. That is to make Iloilo City proud. And Ngayon na yung Miss Universe Philippines is gonna be in Iloilo City, it's also giving back to the gay community, to the Ilonggos to witness a spectacular event like Miss Universe Philippines. And that is my gift to them. That is my way of saying thank you. And ang sarap sa feeling na maglalakad ka doon, you're gonna have your final walk, and everybody would be cheering for you. Everybody would be clapping for you because they are proud of you. And I want to have that moment with my fellow Ilonggos. And sana talaga matuloy. I'm praying for it.
And you have a very good convention center there. You have the facilities, you have the
The
hotels.
IT.
Yeah, and your airport is one of the busiest airports in the Philippines. Very doable.
I love to say
Nakakaingit
that.
yung Iloilo eh. I'm not speaking from someone from Bacolod.
Yes. We offer the best of the best. I mean, we can cater all of the candidates. We can make sure na there's going to be a lot of events and activities for them. And I know Iloilo is prepared for a big event like this.
And it's a very beautiful city, a very beautiful province, and just a few hours away from Boracay as well. So,
So
yeah.
if Miss Universe Philippines is going to be in Iloilo, you three should be there too, ha? Kahit ikaw,
Yes.
sir, kahit nasa Japan ka, uwi ka dito. I'm gonna tour you around Iloilo.
Ako
Yeah, I
mag-love
lived
po
in
yan.
Iloilo
Since
actually for 2
birthday month
years.
ko yan.
I did live in Iloilo for 2 years when I was in
Oh!
4th and 5th grade. So I'm familiar with Iloilo.
To the place.
Okay. So we will go now to your advocacy works. Okay, actually marami ako nakikitang mga advocacy or mga charity works mo with Voltaire, no? Tayag. Hi Voltaire, if you're watching right now. Voltaire from Rock.
Hi, Walter!
Heavy.
Hello. So you have been doing a lot of charity work since winning Miss Universe Philippines. Last month, you went to Bicol for charity events. Can you tell us
Yeah.
more about these events in
Now,
Bicol?
this is kind of personal to me because I know a lot of you are asking, you are an ambassador for education. Why are you doing things in relation to malnutrition or things that enables me to help animal welfare? Well, in the first place, I am a woman and I'm not just capable of doing only one thing. I can do different things at the same time. And that is my way of extending help to those people who needed it the most. So I actually have projects and programs in relation to education, which is my main focus. But at the same time, I'm working with IPNAP, with Infant and Pediatric Nutritional Association of the Philippines. I'm actually one of the ethics committee. I am the youngest and I am the only woman in the group. So
Oh.
it's like I'm giving the voice on behalf of us women, trying to input ideas from a millennial. And I always wanted to do something about the problems that we are facing. That's why I tried to focus in three aspects: education, malnutrition, and poverty. Because they go hand in hand. They have this chain cycle, kumbaga. So poverty, because of poverty, dahil sa kahirapan, that would lead to malnutrition. And it affects the poorest of the poor. And it affects the children. It affects how they learn at school. So what we do right now, together with Caritas Manila, yung focus kasi ng organization na to is to help the poorest of the poor in the Philippines. They have scholarship programs, meron din silang pangkabuhayan. Tinutulungan talaga nila. Hindi lang during sakuna, but up until now. So aside from that, I also go to different places all over the country to talk about malnutrition. I am a physical therapist. And I know how important health is. And yung focus ko is yung mga kabataan na nasa fundamental ages nila. Because doon talaga natin makikita yung growth and development. And malnutrition has many phases. But yung pinaka-problem natin is undernourishment because of poverty. Dahil sa kahirapan, dahil wala silang makain. And I've been doing this one even before I was crowned Miss Universe Philippines. I was with Feed Me na video program in Iloilo, and yun din yung ginagawa namin. We would conduct feeding programs, and after that, we would have this feeding session. Tuturuan namin sila magbasa, magsulat, the fundamental fundamental components of literacy. Because I really want to build a society in which yung children natin, yung mga kabataan natin ngayon, they have the right knowledge, they are fully equipped, they are nourished. Kasi in the future, ito yung magiging leaders natin. Kaya, ganun ako ka-passionate ngayon sa mga ginagawa ko. I'm so sorry, baka sabihin niyo napaka-seryoso naman ni Rabiya. But I
That's
wanted
okay.
to do this thing. You know, these are the very reason why I am here. And I am put in the position in which I can actually do visible programs. People can actually see doing something sa community natin. Kaya hindi ko siya palalampasin. And I'm actually starting then a series that I and my team made, which is called The Stories of Hope. I've been to Cebu a few weeks ago, and I tried to look for stories that would motivate us. And just a teaser, ayoko naman i-spoil lahat.
Yes, yeah.
Go.
I talked to one of the parang students sa isang island, and what happened is that from the school, from Saragossa Integrated School, papunta sa place nila, because it is an island, there's no mode of transportation, lakad lang talaga. Naglalakad sila ng 1 oras, papunta, 1 oras pabalik. And yung dinadaanan nila hindi madali because dumadaan pa sila sa kuweba. Just imagine the struggle of a child, you know, having this heart to learn. While other people, they are privileged enough to have laptops, internet access, everything. All they need to do is to study. So these are the stories that would open our eyes and see the reality of life. There's nothing to romanticize about poverty. That's why we're trying to make an awareness out of it. We're trying to conquer this. How? By enabling these children, by enabling these poor children to know their rights, the rights to be educated, the right to meet the opportunities of landing a great job in the future, and the rights to be leaders of their communities as well. So parang sabi ko nga, it's gonna be a chain reaction. So, yung sinasabi nila na beauty pageants have no relevance in today's society, I say no.